Hey, welcome everyone. Tom here from Park Avenue Trading, your chief dealer, keeping you sane in these insane markets. Yesterday we had a phenomenal day. I hope that you guys looked at yesterday's market analysis because it was really spot on. I got to give myself a pat on the back on that. But, as they say in trading, you're only as good as your last trade call. So let's get on to it today. Right now, it is 7:29 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on October 2nd, 2024. And dollar yen is sitting at 144.75-ish. Support right now is at it needs to hold above 144.20 in order for it to show strength. We have really a minor resistance level at 145 like 15. And really the first resistance at 145.06, and then another minor one at 145.15 right behind it, 15.20 right behind it. If it can get above that and close above it, it's on track to get to the 146, say 50 level. Now, like I said, which is up here. Let's see if I can find that level. No. 146 right here, this level right here, 146.50. So yeah, there is other support at 145.64. So it's got some resistance on the way up. So really today the pivot point, the most important pivot point, is staying above 144.20 to continue to show strength, and then we can do market analysis on what the structure of the marketplace looks like. If it breaks 144.20, there is support at 143.90 and 143.55, and then we got the main support or the trend reaction number at 143.14, and then we're looking at 142, 142.65-ish. There, of course, there's support at 143 to figure, but I think dollar yen is actually in a biddish tone today because I'm looking at sterling dollar. It hasn't recovered. I'm going to get into sterling dollar in a second, but sterling dollar really hasn't recovered, and that would be an indication to me that dollar yen has an ability to come back off. But since sterling dollar is staying pinned and they're buying sterling yen through dollar yen again, which has been the favorite flavor of the month, that this is what I'm thinking. Dollar yen is a little bit bid right now, but cautiously watching it because it's volatile, right? But really, I have to say it's bid. So let's move on to sterling dollar. Hang on one second. Okay, so sterling dollar. It's not on its heels yet, but it's definitely taken a couple of punches to the head and it's moved back a couple of steps. So really, sterling support is at this 132.67 level. Now we pierced it a little bit. So that could be, for me, is a warning sign that sterling is kind of losing a little bit of its steam. I really think that sterling is a little bit offered right now, and I think it could go back to 131.53 for a regroup and a new look. From that point, if it breaks down, say to 132.13, it would need to get over like 133.05 again to start showing strength. If it's just it's kind of in a bearish tone right now, so it looks like we're heading back to 131.53, and that's all I got for it. I mean, the only way that it can actually start to show some strength is if it gets above like 133.30, and then we have this resistance level at 133.75. So I think what I'm trying to say is I think it really needs to reset first, turn down a little bit before we can actually see what the big players want to do in the marketplace. Do they really want to buy cable, or are they really just still not interested in it at all, and interested in it through sterling yen by buying the cross through dollar yen. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. So let's move on over to sterling yen. Okay, sterling yen support right now sits at 191.75 on the day. It needs to stay above 191.75. There is resistance at 193.30, 193.75 above that. If it somehow could get through 191.75, I think it's in a bearish tone because I think it's through dollar yen that it's in a bearish tone. I think that cable is going to be kind of pinned. I don't really see cable doing much today, but I could be completely wrong, obviously. You got to watch price action like I do. If it could stay above 191.75, and it's already kind of far away from it, right? We're going up to 193.30 resistance, 193.75. If for somehow it blows through 193.75, I have an old level at 193.69, which is still good. We're looking at it opens up to 195.04. So because of the volatility and what has been happening, when these levels break, there's going to be a big shift with the big players. They're all going to come in and cover positions that they need to cover, and for whatever their reasonings are, So that's why there's the huge volatility in between the points. So that's good old sterling yen today. Keep your eye. It's kind of far away. 191.75. I wish I had a better point. Well, actually, I would. I would say, just looking at this marketplace, looking at this leg, I would say, hang on here, what is this? 192.50. What's this close? There's my 191.75. Right here. I would use this high point right here. That should be the first level of support. So let's say 192, let's say 192, the figure, is a good level for it to stay above. And then we got support 191.75. Now we're heading up towards the 192. We're trying to get through this 193, 192.80. We're trying to get through this 193.32. If we could do that, we got resistance again at 193.69. If it gets, say, 193.70, then I would say it needs to stay above 193, the figure, to get to that 195 level. Okay, so I'm trying to, in my mind, come up with the volatility so that if it goes there and all of a sudden you say, oh my gosh, I want to buy it. No, you probably can get a pullback to like 193.10, 193, the figure. Then you could get a better buy level in with a tighter stop for it to then reattack the high again. Hopefully that makes sense. All right, so let's look at Euro Yen. Okay, good old Euro Yen. Hope you don't mind the smoke. Right now, Euro Yen has to stay above 159.85 to continue the rally towards the 160.88. If it can get through and close above 160.88 on an hourly basis, and the Queen confirms, we're going towards 161.40. So the pivot point that we have to look at today in Euro Yen is let's say 159.90. Let's use 90. If it gets through 159.90, then it's going back down towards the 159.59 level, 60 level, and then the 159.18, and right, where we had support yesterday at 158.89 and also 158.48. Yesterday it touched the lower support, went to actually 158.36 and turned right around, and here we are again, basically right where we started from. So that's the analysis for the pairs that I look at every day. I'm going to be adding gold to the mix. People have been asking me to do analysis on gold. Everybody's interested in trading gold lately. Okay. It's gold is a non-interest bearing asset, right? And it actually costs you money if you're going to hold it, because if you buy enough of it, you got to pay storage costs, right? But I don't know. I mean, I don't have I don't know many people that have that kind of money to have to pay storage costs. But I do know a few. I know a few. But it ain't me. So gold is an interesting thing because everybody's, it's just being advertised everywhere. But you got to be really careful with gold because it all depends on what happens in the U.S. elections. Okay, and is the inflationary policies going to continue? Is an inflation hawk going to come in? We don't know. So please, if you like what you see, hit the like button, subscribe. Leave some comments in the video below what you think about my analysis. I would appreciate it. And I'll see you on the next video. And remember, always enjoy the party. Put dance near the door. Cheers.